Hello everyone, my name is Amity. I'll be taking physics for DMLT and paramedical courses. So today we'll begin with the chapter number 4. This is chapter number 4, that is surface tension and viscosity. Surface tension and viscosity. Okay, and this is part 1 of the video lecture. This is part 1 of the video lecture, and also chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3 of physics has been covered. It is there in the playlist. You can watch anytime. Okay, let us begin with the question number 1, that is define surface tension. Define surface tension. Define surface tension. Describe the effects of surface tension. Come on. Describe the effects of surface tension. Effects of surface tension. So let us discuss this question. Okay. Okay. Let us discuss this question. Solution. Okay. Surface tension. Let us know about surface tension. Here, surface tension is the phenomena that occurs when the surface of the liquid is in contact with another phase. That is, a liquid tends to acquire at least surface area. The surface area of the liquid behaves like elastic sheet. Okay. The surface tension is a physical quantity and which is equal to the amount of force per unit area which is necessary to expand the surface of a liquid. Let us write the definition of this. Okay, surface tension is the phenomena. Surface tension is the phenomenon. Is a phenomenon that that occurs occurs when the surface of the liquid when the surface of the when the surface of the liquid is in contact with another phase is in contact with another phase is in contact with another phase. Okay, full stop. Here another phase can be liquid as well. The another phase may be liquid. It may be liquid. The another phase may refer to liquid as well. Liquid. Okay. Okay, let us recall once again. Here, surface tension is the phenomena that occurs when the surface of the liquid is in contact with another phase. Okay, uh, okay. Liquid tends to acquire the least surface area possible. Okay, next point in this is liquid tends to acquire tends to acquire least surface area. Least least surface area. Liquid tends to acquire least surface area possible. Okay, okay, always liquid tends to acquire least surface area. And the last point in this is the surface area of the liquid behaves like an elastic sheet. The surface of the liquid behaves like behaves like elastic sheet. Elastic sheet. These are the important points. Okay, let us discuss about the definition. That is not definition. One more point is there in this, that is surface tension is a physical property. Surface tension is a physical property. It is a physical property. Surface tension is a physical property equals to the amount of force per unit area. Equals to the amount of force per unit area is equal to amount of force per unit area, force per unit area, okay, necessary to expand the surface of liquid, necessary to expand, necessary to expand the surface of liquid, surface of the liquid. Yes, surface tension is a physical property. It is a physical property which is equal to the amount of force per unit area necessary to expand the surface of the liquid. Okay, we can also write that is the ratio of surface force F to the length along with the force acts on it. So let us write that here T is surface tension is equal to force by L, where L is the length, right? This is the formula. Here T is surface tension of the liquid, where T is surface tension. It is T is the surface tension of a liquid, Okay, of the liquid. Okay, next one is L. Next one is F. F is the force per unit length. F is the force per unit length, and L is length in which force acts. L is the length in which force acts. Length in which force acts. So these are the terminology. Surface tension is equal to force by F by L. That is force per unit length divided by length of is the length in which the force acts. So let us discuss the effects of surface tension. Okay. Next one is effects of surface tension. Surface tension. Okay. Here the first effect is, okay, beading of rainwater on a waxy surface such as leaf. Water adheres weakly to the wax and strongly to itself. So water cluster into drops. So this is how, for example, this is a leaf. This is a leaf. If some water falls on it, okay, it will form a cluster. Okay, it form a cluster, and many drops will together will form a droplet. We'll write that point. The first one is beading of rainwater. Beading of rainwater. Beading of rainwater on a waxy surface. On a waxy surface. That is, leaves will have a waxy surface, right? Beading of rainwater on a waxy surface such as leaf, such as leaf. Okay, water adheres weakly to the wax. Water adheres weakly to wax. It adheres weakly to wax and strongly to itself, and strongly to itself, and strongly to itself, so the water clusters into the drops. So water clusters into drops, So let us recall once again the effect of surface tension, that is uh, beading of rainwater on the waxy surface such as leaf. Water adheres weakly to the wax. So basically water will adhere weakly to the wax and strongly to itself. So water cluster into the drop. This is how the water drop is formed. Okay. And the next one is okay, Floating of object denser than the water occur when the object is non-weightable and its weight is small enough to bond the force arising from the surface tension. Okay. So let us write that point. Floating of object denser than the water. Floating of water denser than the object. Floating of objects, not water. Floating of objects denser than the water. Floating of objects denser than the water occur or occurs when the object is non-weightable. When the object is non-weightable, non-weightable. When the object is non-weightable and its weight is weight is and weight is small enough and weight is small enough to bond the force arising from the surface tension. Small enough to be born enough. I mean to be born by the force arising from the surface tension. Arising from surface tension. Okay. So floating of object denser than the water occurs when the object is non-weightable. For example, on a drop of liquid, a small metal piece can float on it. Small it can bear the surface tension of the liquid. Okay, it can sometimes if too much pressure is applied on it, it will be dipped into the water. Okay, water droplet. Okay, the weight of the that heavy object should be small enough to bond the force arising from the surface tension. Okay. Next one is third one is separation of oil and water is caused by the tension in the surface between dissimilar liquids. That is separation of oil separation of oil separation of oil and water is caused separation of oil and water is caused by a tension by a tension in the surface in the surface between dissimilar liquids. Dissimilar liquids. Okay, let us read once again the third point, that is separation of oil and water is caused by a tension in the surface between dissimilar liquids. Okay, so obviously for example, this is a glass which contain water, 50% water and 50% oil. Okay, obviously oil will float on the water, right, because of the surface tension between two dissimilar liquids. Okay, this is the third example, and let us move on to the next question, that is question number 2. Question number 2 says discuss in detail about the factors, effect and phenomena of surface tension. Question number 2 says discuss in detail about the factors, about the factors, effects, effects and phenomena of surface tension. Factor, effects and phenomenon of surface tension. So let us discuss this question. Okay. So let us discuss the factors first. Let us set the solution for this. The question says discuss in detail about factors, effects, and the phenomena of surface tension. First one, we will discuss the factor effects. That is, there are two factors which will affect the surface tension. First one is impurity. First one is impurity or impurities. Okay. Let us learn about impurities. See, impurities present in the liquid appreciate the effects of surface tension. That is, uh, highly soluble substance like salt, which increases surface tension, whereas sparingly soluble substance like soap, which decreases the surface tension. Basically, we can say is the salt which increases the surface tension. Okay, first point is salt which increases surface tension, and no uh, soap or detergent will decrease the surface tension. We'll write this point. Okay, this is a shortcut point. Okay, let us write that impurities present in liquid, impurities present in liquid, impurities present in liquid, in a liquid, in a liquid appreciably affect the surface tension. Appreciably, appreciably affect the surface tension. Affect the surface tension. That is first, that is a highly soluble substance like a highly soluble substance like highly soluble substance like salt, NaCl. Okay, salt. Okay, increases surface tension. Increases. So basically, salt increases the surface tension. Surface tension, whereas 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 sparingly sparingly soluble substances like soluble substances like soap soap decreases the surface tension. Decreases decreases wait a second, decreases the surface tension. Okay, this is the first point. That is impurity. These are the we are discussing the factors of it, right? In that, first one is impurity. Impurity present in the liquid appreciably affects the surface tension. That is, a highly soluble substance like salt, which increases the surface tension, whereas sparingly soluble substances like soap, which decreases the surface tension. Okay. Next one is temperature. Next effect is temperature. The next one is temperature. Okay, basically temperature. The surface tension decreases with rise in temperature. As the temperature increases, the surface tension will decrease. That is, the temperature at which the surface tension of the liquid becomes zero. This is called critical temperature of the liquid. Let us write that point. Surface tension. The surface the surface tension decreases with rise in temperature. Decreases with rise in temperature. Rise in temperature. With rise in temperature, that is, no, next point, in that next point is the temperature at which the temperature at which the temperature at which the surface tension of the liquid becomes zero, at which the surface tension of the liquid becomes zero. Okay, it is called critical temperature of the liquid. It is called critical temperature of the liquid. Critical temperature of the liquid. Okay, let us recall this temperature. Let us see the effect of temperature on surface tension. See, the as a rise in temperature, the surface tension will decrease. Okay, in that the temperature at which the surface tension of the liquid becomes zero, if the surface tension will become zero, then it is called critical temperature of the liquid. Okay, this is called critical temperature. Let us discuss the phenomenon of surface tension, and the next concept is there, right? That phenomenon of surface tension. We'll discuss on 4-5 phenomena. That is, next concept is phenomenon of surface tension. Of surface tension. Okay. And that first one is walking on water. Let us discuss. First one is walking on water. Walking on water. Okay, small insects. There are some small insects, right, which walks on the water, like for such as water spiders. The small insects such as water spiders can walk on the water because of their weight is not enough to penetrate the surface tension. That is the reason why the water spiders will, able to walk on the surface of water. Okay. For example, this is a water. This kind of uh, you know some insects will be there, right? Water spiders. It will be walking on it, right? So like that, there will be legs over it. It will walk over the surface of water. Okay. So, let us write on that. That is, small insects small insects such as the water spiders, such as the water, such as the water spider can walk on the water, can walk on water, walk on water because their weight is not enough, because their weight is not enough, weight is not enough, because their weight is not enough to penetrate the surface, to penetrate the surface, to penetrate the surface, penetrate the surface. Okay. So first phenomenon of surface tension is walking on water. That is, small insects such as water spiders. For example, this diagram you can see. Water spiders can walk on the water because their weight is not enough. Because their weight is not enough to penetrate the surface. Okay. Let us move on to the next one. That is floating needle. Next one is floating needle. Second one is floating needle. Floating needle. Okay. If carefully placed on a surface, a small needle can be made to float on the surface of water, even though it is several times denser than water because of because of the surface tension of the water. Okay, if the surface is agitated, if its surface is agitated to break the surface tension, then the needle will quickly sink. Let us write this point. Okay. For example, we can, this is the drop, for example, this is a drop of, water. A small, you know, a small needle can be placed over it so that it can float. If it is agitated, it can break through this drop. Okay. Because of, because of that, it will float on this. That is, if carefully placed on the surface, if needle is carefully placed on the surface, if carefully placed on a if carefully placed on a surface, a small needle can be made to float. A small needle can be made to float. A small needle can be made to float on the surface of water. 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 Even though even though it is several times as dense as water. Even though even though it is several times it is several times as dense as water. As water. If the surface is agitated, to break up the surface tension, then the needle might sink. Right? The needle will be quickly sink. Okay, let us move on to the next one. That is soap and detergent. Discuss the next one. That is third one. Soap and detergent. Soap and detergent. Okay. Help of the detergent and soap will help the cleaning of clothes by lowering the surface tension of the water so that it more readily soak into the pores and soiled areas. Let us say this soap and detergent will help the cleaning of help the cleaning of cleaning of clothes by lowering the surface tension by lowering the surface tension. Obviously, this soap and detergent will lower the surface tension. It will lower the surface tension of water, of the water, of the water, so that so that it more readily, it more it more readily soak up soaks soaks into pores, soaks into pores and soil areas. Soil areas. So okay, let us read once again. Soap and detergent will lower the surface tension of the water so that it more readily soaks into the pores and soil areas. Okay. Next one is fourth one. Fourth one is washing with cold water. Washing with cold water. Washing with cold water. Okay. The major reason for using hot water for the washing is the surface tension is lowered. Okay, if you boil the water, the surface tension of the liquid will be reduced. Ultimately, the clothes can be washed easily, right? Okay, and it is better way of wetting agent. But if detergent is it added, it is unnecessary for heating the water, right? Even the detergent will lower the surface tension. Even the detergent will lower the surface tension of the liquid. The same thing is done by heating of the water. Heating of water will do the same thing. So any one is fine. Both is unnecessary, right? Even the detergent will lower the surface tension of the liquid, as well as heating of the water will also reduce the surface tension. Both is the wastage of time and energy. Okay. We'll write that point. That is a major reason for uh, major reason for using hot water, using hot water. Just write hot water. Yes. Major reason for using hot water for washing is for washing is that that its surface tension is lowered. Its surface tension is lowered. Okay? And it is better way of it's a better wetting agent, and it's a better wetting agent. It's better wetting agent. Okay, but if detergent will also the lower with detergent also lower the surface tension, the heating may be unnecessary. Okay, if you want, we can write that point also. We'll write that. That is, but if the detergent lowers the surface tension, if detergent lower the surface tension, heating may be unnecessary. Heating may be unnecessary. Okay, let us move on to the next one. That is, uh, you know, don't touch the tent. Next one is don't touch the tent. I think this point is fifth point. I guess. Yes, fifth point. Don't touch the tent. Okay, common tent materials are somewhat rainproof, right? So some tent will be, for example, this is a tent. This will be rainproof. Okay, in because the surface tension of the water. Okay, one second. Yeah, common tent materials are somewhat rainproof in the surface tension of water will bridge the pores into the finely woven material. But if you touch the tent material with a finger, you break the surface tension and the rain will drip into it. Let us write that one. Common tent materials are somewhat rainproof. Common tents are somewhat rainproof. Are somewhat rainproof in the surface tension of water. In that in that surface tension of water in that surface tension of water will will bridge will bridge the pores will bridge the pores in the finely woven material, in the finely woven material. Okay, But if you touch the tent, but if you touch the tent, if you touch the tent, but if you touch the tent, okay, the materials with finger, tent material, okay, tent material with finger, okay, you break the surface tension. You break the surface tension. You break the surface tension. You break the surface tension, and rain will drip through. And rain will drip through. And rain will drip through. Let us recall once again. Okay, don't touch the tent. Common threads are somewhat rainproof in that, okay, in that surface tension of water will bridge the pores in the finely woven material. But if you touch the tent, the materials with finger, okay, you break through the surface tension and rain will drip through it. Okay, this is the complete information about the question number 2. Let us move on to the question number 3. Okay, and the next question is write the properties of surface tension. Write the properties of surface tension. Surface tension. Okay, let us discuss this question. Okay, let us discuss this question. Okay, the property of surface, the property of the surface of the liquid that allows to resist the external pressure. So, what is surface tension? It is a property of the surface of the liquid that allows to resist the external pressure. Basically, this surface tension will oppose the, resist the external pressure or external force due to the cohesive nature of its molecule. Because of what? Because of its cohesive nature of the molecule. The high surface tension helps the paper clip with a much higher density to float over the water. Let us write this point, which is very important. This is important property. The property of the surface of a liquid, the property of the surface, property of the surface of a liquid, property of a surface of a liquid that allows it to resist, that allows it to resist, that allows it to resist an external force, an external force, that allows it to resist an external force, right? An external force due to the cohesive nature of its molecule. Due to the cohesive nature of molecule. Due to the cohesive nature of the molecule. This is an important property. The property of a surface of a liquid that allows it to resist the external force due to the cohesive nature of the molecule. This is the important property. Okay. The high. Okay. Next point is this is the high surface tension. The high surface tension. High surface tension. The high surface tension helps the paperclip. Helps the paperclip. Helps the paperclip. Okay, with much higher density, with much higher density, float over it. Float on the water. Density, float on water. So the high surface tension helps the paper clip with much higher density to float on the water. Okay, let us write next point. Surface tension of the liquid is measured by the force acting per unit length on either side of the imaginary lines drawn on the free surface of a liquid. Okay, that is, we'll write that point. Surface tension of a liquid, surface tension of a liquid, surface tension of a liquid is measured by the force acting per unit length, acting per unit length on either side of an on either side on other side of an imaginary line on either side of an imaginary line on either side of an imaginary line drawn on the free surface of liquid, drawn on the free surface of liquid. So let us read once again. The surface tension of liquid is measured by the force acting on per unit length on either side of an imaginary line drawn on the free surface of liquid. So this is the important point. That is, surface tension is equal to force by length. So this is the formula of surface tension. Here is the force and L is the length of length. Okay. I will write important points on this. It depends only on it depends on only on the nature of the liquid. That is independent of area of the surface or length of the line considered. We will write that we write first point, that is, it depends only on it depends, very important. It it depends only on it depends only on the nature of the liquid, nature of the liquid, and it is independent of and it is independent of independent of independent of the area independent of the area of the surface or length of the line considered, length of the line considered. This is an important point. Okay, let us write the next point on this. That is, it is a scalar quantity. Sir, it is not basically it is a surface tension is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. Surface tension is a scalar quantity. It is having only magnitude and it is having not it does not have any direction. Next one is the dimension of this dimension is m L to the power minus 2. Sorry, not L. Uh, m T to the power minus 2. Okay, this is a dimension which is similar to force, right? Okay, next one is next point we'll write on this is the SI unit. Here SI unit of surface tension is Newton per meter. This is SI unit, whereas CGS unit is dyne per centimeter. Dyne per centimeter. Here it is a CGS unit. Let's write the last point on the uh, Surface tension, properties of surface tension is it is a molecular phenomena. It is a molecular phenomena, and its root cause is the electromagnetic force. It is very important. It is a it is a molecular phenomena. It is a molecular phenomenon. It is a molecular phenomenon, and its root causes and its root its root causes the electromagnetic forces. And its root causes electromagnetic forces. And what is this? This is a molecular phenomena, and its root causes electromagnetic force. Let us repeat once again. Okay. The formula for this is, the surface tension is force by length. Okay. And it depends only on the nature of the liquid, and it is independent of area of the surface or length of the line considered. Okay. It is a squarer. Second point is surface tension is a scalar quantity, and its dimensions m p to the power minus 2, and the SI unit is Newton per meter, or CGS unit is sine per centimeter, and it is a molecular phenomena, and its root cause is electromagnetic force. Important matter.